Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a Shopify theme. Now this is the fun part. This is the part where you start designing your website and bringing everything to life. So to get started, go to the online store and go to themes and then scroll down and you can see Shopify's most popular themes. You have Dawn, you have Refresh, you have Craft, you have Sense and you have Origin. To see a few more themes, go here and click Visit Theme Store and click Free, and in here you can see all of Shopify's 12 free themes. Now, I highly recommend that every single one of you go through each of these individual themes to find one that you like best. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own brand and their own vision for their website. So I highly recommend going through every single one of these themes and picking the one that you like best. But in this example, we're going to be building a Shopify theme using the Refresh theme. This is by far my favorite free theme. So to download the theme, go here and click Add, and our Shopify theme has now been created. So to start customizing it, go here and click Customize. And now here we are on the Shopify theme editor. I highly recommend that all of you guys take the time to learn your way around the theme editor. You're going to be spending a lot of time in here building your store, so it's very important that you go through and get familiar with it. So first, to customize which page on your store you want to customize, you go up here and you click the home page button. And in here, these are all the pages on your website that you can customize. We're going to go ahead and customize all of these later in this video. And then on the right side here, you have the view. Currently, we're looking at the desktop view. If you click here, you can click the mobile view. And if you click here, you can see the view in full screen. Now, when you're building your Shopify theme, I highly recommend using the mobile view. The mobile view is what most of your customers will be seeing. We're going to be getting traffic from Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And these platforms are mostly used on mobile. So I highly recommend building your website for mobile first. Now, we're going to get started with building our homepage right now. So to get started, you want to go here and click the announcement bar. And this is the bar that you have at the top of your store. And we're going to go ahead and pick our color scheme first. On your website, you can choose whichever color scheme you want. I recommend having a white background, black text, and then a third color. So you can have a white background, black text, and blue buttons and a blue overall theme. If you don't like blue, you can choose red, green, or whatever you like. In this example, we're going to have a simple black and white website. I highly recommend that you guys take the time to pick your own color scheme and figure out what works well for your brand. So for the color scheme on the announcement bar, we're going to go ahead and change this. We're going to pick a different color scheme for the announcement bar. We're going to pick the third color scheme and we're going to edit this. We're going to change it to black and white. So our background is going to be black and our text will be white. The solid button color will be black and the shadow will also be black. This is the color scheme we want for our announcement bar. And then go back, and then we're going to uncheck the separator line. And in here, we are going to leave everything else blank. We don't want icons on desktop. We don't want to rotate our announcements, and we don't want the country or region selector. And then here, if you go to the theme settings, you can add your social media links, but we are not going to add this in this video. After you're done with the announcement bar, you want to put your announcement in. So to do that, go back and click this option here. And for our announcement, we're going to put free shipping over $50. So up here, you can put whatever offer you want. You can do free shipping, 50% off today only. You can choose whichever offer you want to have on the announcement bar. And then if you want to link it to something, you can add a link here, but we're not going to do that. And once that's done, go ahead and go back. And next, we're going to add our header. Now the header is this section here. And for our header, the first thing you want to do is the menu. Now we created our menu earlier. We made that in the previous video. So if you go here and you click the menu, all the menu items we made are showing here. So we don't need to touch that. And then you want to leave the sticky header and the color scheme. That looks fine. Keep going below and turn off the country selector. Turn off the language selector. And then we're also going to remove the padding. And then you want to go to theme settings. And in here, we're going to turn off suggestions. And we're going to do a cart type. For our cart type, we're going to do page. Now the reason for this is when you link people to a cart page, you'll have the opportunity to upsell them, right? And you can do this to increase your average order value. So I recommend adding the cart page. And then we're done with the header. The next thing we want to do is we want to add our store logo to the logo section here. To do that, click the theme settings and click logo. And we made our logo in a previous video, so we're going to go ahead and add that logo to our store. However, we created a black logo. As our background is black, that logo will not work. So we're going to go ahead and get that logo edited into a white logo. So to do that, go to Google and type in invert colors. And go to Pine Tools. And then upload the logo you created in the logo video. As you can see, we have our logo and then we're going to go ahead and invert the color. And then we're going to download it as a PNG. And now it's been downloaded, we're going to go ahead and upload it to our store. And as you can see, our professional logo has been added, it looks professional, and we're good to go here. The next thing you want to add is a favicon. A favicon is an image that shows on the tab of your browser. So to do that, you want to go to Google and type in icons 8. And from this website, you can get a favicon for your store. So I'm going to write fist favicon as we have a boxing store. And then go ahead and pick the design you want. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one here. And then click download. Make sure you download your favicon in 32 by 32 to make sure you get the right quality. And then click download. And then go to Shopify and click select image and upload your favicon. And now we have a favicon uploaded to our store. Next, we want to add a hero image to our homepage. To do that, go back to sections and go to slideshow. In here, you want to leave all of these options and you want to remove the show content below images on mobile. And then also turn off reveal sections on scroll. And then go back and click browse our latest products. And in here, we can upload an image. Now, to get images, you want to go to Google and type in unsplash.com. Unsplash is a website from which you can get professional images for your store. So go to Unsplash and type in your niche. We're going to write boxing. Then go through and pick whatever image you want for your store. So we're going to use this one here and we're going to download it. And then go back to Shopify and upload that image. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the heading and the shop now button. And now we have the hero image for our website. We're also going to go ahead and turn off show container on desktop. And then once that's done, go back. Next, we want to edit the featured collection. To do that, click on this option here. And we're going to call it featured collection. And we're just going to have the heading. If you want to add the description here, you can add it too. You can say, here is a list of all our products or whatever you want, right? You can add some sales copy here. You can even use Shopify Magic to help you come up with ideas. But in this example, we're going to leave it blank. And then for collection, you want to make it the homepage collection. This is the collection we made before for all of our products. And then for maximum products to show, we're just going to put it to 10. But you can configure this to whatever number you like. And then for the color scheme, we want to make it scheme 2. And then obviously make sure that the color matches. So it should be white and the text should be black. And that's our featured collection done. So once that's done, click X here. And then you can go down and you can turn off the quick add button. So you want people to go onto the product page from the collection. You don't want them to buy from the collection. And then go down and a section padding. This is the space between the hero image and the words. So I'm going to make this a lot smaller. I'm going to bring it down to 20. And then once again, I'm going to go to theme settings and I'm going to change this to color scheme 2. And once again, that should be black and white like we configured it before. And if you want, you can add currency codes here as well. And if you wanted to show USD, AUD, you can add that there as well. And then for the sale badge, you can choose your color. So right now for our main hero product, if you want to change the color of the sale, you can do that here. So, that can be blue. We're going to make it red. So this is the color of our sale. But if you want this removed, you can get that removed as well by contacting Shopify support. Next, you have the footer. So in the footer, if you want to add an email sign up, that is completely fine. To do that, go into here and you can edit the text on here. So for example, you can say get 10% off your first order. And then you can write sign up to our email list to get 10% off your first order. So that's a good way to get people to sign up to your email list. However, in this example, we're just going to turn it off. We're going to delete it. And then you have the footer. Now in the footer, I recommend adding your footer menu, right? So we made that in the previous video. I'm going to go ahead and get that footer menu added in a moment. So first, I'm going to turn off follow on shop. I'm going to turn off the social media icons. I'm going to turn off the country selector and the language selector. I'm only going to keep the payment methods on here. And then once that's done, go back. And in here, we're going to add block and we're going to add our footer menu. To do that, click add block and click menu. And then click onto the quick links and we can name it footer menu. This menu was configured in a previous video. And now our footer has been complete. And one more thing I want to show you how to remove is the Powered by Shopify text here. To do that, go back to your themes and click on the 3 dots here and click edit default theme content. And then you want to go ahead and search Powered by Shopify. And then inside the links, put a spacebar and click save. And now go back to the theme. And as you can see, the Powered by Shopify section has been removed and we can continue building our store. So the next page we want to edit is the product page. To do that, go up here and click products and click default product. To get started, I want you to go down and I want you to click product information, and we are going to keep the sticky content and we are going to keep the media to screen height, right? We're going to leave the media to original. We're going to leave the desktop layout to thumbnail carousel. And you can see that on desktop, there's a carousel there. Desktop media position will be on the left. And then for image zoom, we're going to leave open lightbox. For mobile layout, we're going to show thumbnails. So this will let customers choose which product image they want to see. And then for padding, we're going to make that smaller. And theme settings. And then for color schemes again, we have to edit this. So what we're going to do is we're going to click scheme 1. We want to have a white background. We want to have black text, black solid background. Make your solid button label white, outline button black, and shadow button black, right? That is the color scheme we're going to have for our store. So go back to product information. And now we want to start removing information here that is not required. So we're going to remove the text here at the top. We do not need that. So click into it and then click remove block. And then we're going to have the product title. We're going to have the product rating. We're going to make this later on. And then you want the price. You want the variant picker. You want the quantity selector. And you do not want to have a buy button. I recommend turning this off. I prefer the normal checkout process when somebody adds to cart and they initiate checkout. So we're going to turn off the buy buttons. So as you can see, we only have the add to cart button. And then you have your product description. And then after that, you have your share buttons. The share button is not needed either. So we're going to remove that. So you can remove that block. And then we have our footer. So now our product page has been complete. This isn't the full product page. We're going to be adding more apps in a later video to really increase the sales on this product page. Once you're done with the product page, you want to go to the next page, which is the collections page. So here you have the collection banner. We're going to remove that. We're going to click this. And then you have the product grid. So in here, you have all the products that we sell on our collection. We can turn off the quick add button. We want people to go to our product page to purchase the product. And then at the bottom, we're also going to remove the bottom padding. We're going to make the bottom padding smaller. That looks good. And now we're done with the collection page. Next, we want to edit the collection list. So go on to here. We do not have much to do here. We're just going to turn off all the elements. So this page is just a list of all of our collections. We are not going to be using this page on our store. So, we're just going to leave it to the name of the collections we have. Later on, if you make collections, you can edit this page. And then the final page we have to edit is the checkout page. Now, we don't need to edit the pages, the blogs, the blog posts, or the cart. All of those are made by default and they look fine. So, we want to edit the checkout page. To do that, click checkout. And on the checkout page, we want to add our logo. So to do that, go down to checkout and add your logo here. So we're going to add our DaVinci black logo and then upload it. And that is our logo updated. We're going to move this to the middle and I'm going to make the size large. And now, as you can see, our logo has been created. One more thing we need to do is we need to change the color of the buttons here to fit our brand. So to do that, go below and we're going to change all of these colors to black. So as you can see, the policies, the button, the show order summary, all of this has been changed to black to fit our theme. And now our checkout page is complete and we can click save. And that's all there is to it, right? Those are all the main features that you need to configure in the Shopify theme editor. And once you're done with your store, all you have to do is go here and click publish and your store should be published and ready to start selling with. And then one last thing we need to do is we need to edit our email templates to make sure they fit our store theme. To do that, click settings, click notifications, click customize email templates, and then we want to add our DaVinci logo into here, and then we want to change our accent color to black. And then click save. And now, as you can see, our email has been updated.